Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Against the Storm, where today we're going for gold. So we gotta do this run, we're gonna have to do the seal at the difficulty of Viceroy. We gotta get up to 35 seal fragments by the time we get over there. I think we're gonna be fine on that. So let's just head toward the Forsaken Gods Temple and this sort of cloud of interesting locations here. And I guess which biome do we want to play on? We have here some royal woodlands. Well, I mean, we got to get adjacent to this thing at least. Some marshlands, which are always fun. What's the Scarlet Orchard do again? Oh, the Scarlet Orchard is the one with the archaeology. Okay. You have a higher chance of receiving timed orders, which maybe doesn't play super well with the archaeology because the archaeology is going to be making like weird demands on our time anyway. Or we could do the marshlands, which is the one with the big trees, right? Oh no, this is the one with the big giant resource nodes. These are fun. And the marshlands are a gatherer's paradise. I do love a giant resource node, but I also love to do archaeology. We're doing archaeology. We're doing Viceroy level archaeology. So this settlement will be named the First Sacrifice. Just give it something ominous in case we fail, because that way we can say, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I meant to do that. Okay. I kind of want to take the one that has all the foxes, even though it is fewer people in total than the others. Because first of all, foxes are just, they're nice. They're nice to have around. And secondly, it does have extra parts, which is kind of cool. I think we're going to do that, even if that is maybe not the smartest thing to do. We definitely will need the extra bodies. And then, like, the Herbalist Camp Blueprint is 4 points. No thank you, I think, is what I say to that. Let's grab some, I don't know, the two kinds of food that are most plentiful, and then some stone, perhaps for the same reasons as always, and just dive right in here. Now, the difficulty difference, we kind of like had a look at this before. The difficulty difference between Veteran and Viceroy, at least as far as we can tell from this screen, is mostly that the hostility multiplier goes up by 1. That is not nothing, and is certainly going to cause some difficulty with the resolve on the species that have poor resolve, but it feels survivable at the very least. Every trade route you complete during drizzle season gives you 5 random packs of goods. Yo! Timing stuff to complete during drizzle season is going to be important. Remember, when we put down, or when we start a trade route, we can see how long it's going to take to run, I believe. So, there's that. Gathering speed is all screwed up during the storm from Hostility 2, which is early. Resolve drops faster is annoying. Hostility 4 gives us time between breaks reduced. That's not so bad. And then the charged rain will kill people. Wow. To prevent it, you have to have complex food and services needs running. And it's on Hostility 5, so that's pretty far in, but it's bad. It's bad for sure. Alright, now unfortunately, fox housing is not trivial. We have here a thunderfish pond, which is pretty good, and some eggs. Eggs and meat. But we're almost certainly gonna be working with a fair amount of like normal sheltering this game. To that end, I think I am just going to build the 3 shelters that we're looking at right now. I don't think it makes any sense to do big shelters. In fact, let's just build a block of shelters, and we'll try to get people on good housing as quickly as we can. But there's no reason, I think, to not do this. And then let's head in the general direction of A forbidden glade. Where is the easiest forbidden glade to access? That one's not too bad. I think I would take that over any of the other ones we've seen here. This one's about the same. We could come over here, just start hacking through, get into the dangerous glade right away, and then travel up into the forbidden space. What I like about going this way is that it opens up space that's within housing range. So I think we're going to start with that. And we may as well focus on opening the glade real tight first. Okay. We also have proper stone deposit. Cool. Okay, so we're going to be hoping for buildings that can make us crystallize dew early on. The Fox Firekeeper will help our hostility stay low, and I think that's actually pretty valuable, even over the plus resolve from the lizard. Yeah, okay, and then gathering. Trapper's Camp? You know what, let's start with the fish. We're gonna need an archaeologist's office, but that's gonna have to wait until we figure out a way to generate some fabric. So this is gonna be 3 workers plus 2 workers plus 2 workers, and then leave some people to build. Woodcutter's Camp has the priority, please. We could just focus up a little bit. The other stuff's important too, but, you know. Alright, I think we'll just put foxes to work here. The Trapper's Camp will benefit from being worked by lizards, if I'm not mistaken. First cornerstone. 1 additional trade route slot. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that that's likely to be very good for us. Sadly, foxes do not like brawling. So the likelihood that we'll want to build a lot of training gear, I think, is fairly low. 10 amber every time a villager dies or leaves is the thing where you're like, you're sure hoping not to do that, but we're going to have some pretty rough storm conditions. And we have some very low resolve starting people here. I'm going to take our reroll. I think I would rather find something else. Okay. Trade routes are faster. Gain a villager every time you discover a new glade. That's pretty fun early on. Every time you open or send a cache, you get a hostility reduction. Picking this up really early is definitely compelling. But I think I'm going to take Lost in the Wilds. At the very beginning, I think Lost in the Wilds is actually pretty alright. Okay, another Thunderfish Pond. Copper veins. Wow, they really packed the stuff in here. There's a stone deposit somewhere. And our initial orders. Lizard resolve above 16 is absolutely not happening. Build a trading post, do some trade, get parts and tools and biscuits. Hell yeah. That's a winner for sure. Complete 2 glade events is interesting. With 17 minutes. 17 minutes. I mean, I can probably do that, right? Any 2 glade events. Yeah, we can make this happen. I'm taking Impetuous Explorer. I know we don't have any glade events visible right now, but... Oh, get your hearth upgraded to level 1 in 230. The hearth only has to house 8 people to be level 1, right? I think we're done with this already. We just have to build the decorations. Or rather, we will be done with it once the houses get, once houses get built. Okay, so I'm going to throw a park in the space back here. This one is already under construction, it looks like. No, neither one of them is. I'm gonna priority -1, priority +1, priority +1. If y'all could just get me a real quick point of resolve here, that would actually be sick. And then I'm not gonna move this right away because I want it to be very fast for people to run lumber. Priority 1 billion. Get it done. It's the only thing that matters. Yep, there's the housing, and there's the garden. Plenty of time. Okay, we're going to move you over here, and we are absolutely going to just break through this, break through into this glade right now. So, the rewards from this are not, like, totally amazing. The boots are kind of nice. Some wildfire essence we can sell, some parts, you know. I do kind of want to get this glade open before I start taking building rewards. Oh, right, and we earned another person. Okay, yeah, it's just more fox. Right, well, when this gets completed, it'll cover the person who is currently houseless, and then we will be good. And we'll probably build our trading post somewhere in this area. There you go, friends. Get some stuff constructed. Should I build a second woodcutter's camp? Probably. Okay, so we got lots of events to play with here. First things first, the old withered tree. So cleansing the withered tree is tough. Cutting it down gives us crystallized dew. This will spawn blight rot cysts, but that's not that big of a deal early on. It'll be 5 minutes to cut it down. If we put 2 foxes on it, we can get it to 332. And clearance hasn't even started yet. This would get done before the storm. That means we would have those blight rot cysts up during the storm, but only 1 set of them should spawn. Oh, right. Sorry. For every 2 glades. Yeah, no. Just, yeah, go knock it out. Go crush that. And then if we rebuild this is a second event. Rebuild or salvage. It lets us make tools and pipes. I mean, we have the resources to just rebuild it immediately. Maybe I do that. It's not the most important building at the beginning, like initially, but it becomes valuable later. And we know now that we have a large drizzlewing nest, so we'd like to see trapper building size upgrade. We'd like to see something to do with fertile ground. Yeah. Get on that. It'll take a whole 21 seconds to knock that shit out. Should have plenty of time. And I guess let's start having a look here. So, pickled goods are a food overlap. That's significant. The granary might be an interesting way to go. Skewers, also interesting. We have a way of making copper bars already, and that does devalue the furnace somewhat. There are no shared service needs, unfortunately. I mean, the tavern is always so good, right? We don't need luxury or leisure, and I'm still picking the tavern because just like 3 points of resolve is so good. Let's see here. None of these are super compelling for our set of overlapping needs. I'm going to take our reroll here, I guess. Upgraded herbalist camp is not exactly what we're looking for. This is kind of not great, honestly. Pickled goods and skewers, huh? We have tools covered already. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to pick an upgraded gathering structure. Oil production is generally valuable. Oh, pie. Holy heck, our lizard resolve is really good. We could have... Okay, we could have pushed a thing there. All right, well, I maybe screwed up. You know what? I will probably just hold off, take a reroll, or click into the herbalist camp once we see into the next glade and we know that we will need it. So we're going to get a massive upgrade to the efficiency of pickle recipes. We have to deliver 10 amber, and then we also want to keep 5 amber. That's probably a tall order. Well, whatever. We'll wait until the other glades open in any case. Which means that I really do just want to... Maybe this is foolishness, but we got some tools. We're going to get some metals and some oil and stuff. Like, I think I kind of do just want to push forward into the next thing. Although that is going to mean that wood's going to be a little scarce for a bit here because we are... wood's going to be a little bit scarce because we are having to run it so very far to get it back to the village. We still have coal to burn. We still have some of that early coal. Oh, I didn't put anybody on fishing. Well, whatever. We have food. We're getting other stuff done first, and then we'll, you know, reassign people as they're as they become available. Okay, so there's some hands there. I probably do... Well, I want to put foxes on this because I want to put lizards on the trapper's camp. All the housing got finished. So we're ready for that ahead of the first storm. I think we're going to be okay-ish for a bit here. These two are going to be busy for a while. That's a lot of goods to run home. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay, the destroyed cage of the war beast. Really not that bad. Honestly, not that bad. So, we're going to have 30 oil, not 36. That sucks. Also, that's a huge amount of amber to pay for the funeral. If we cultivate the decay, we'll make some blood flowers. We'll gain some impatience. But bonus move speed and bonus meat production for the whole map is certainly not bad. And then 2 large abandoned caches, a free furnace, a large stone deposit. Honestly, not really all that much stuff in total. And no, I was kind of hoping we'd see some archaeology. But none of that either. What does a furnace do? Well, it makes skewers. And we have enough bricks left over to build this. Although breaking it down would just get us some skewers. That's fine. So we could wait until after the storm, probably. So we, you know, like bring on new people and then immediately start working on the blood flowers. The spawn of blood flowers is in addition to a bunch of annoying stuff that we have to deal with. It is also like a lot of resources to pull early on. So we didn't find any large veins here that we don't already have the buildings for, though. I think I'm just going to take the herbalist camp. And then probably the alchemist's hut. I don't know if we will use tea or wine, but I do want the ability to build crystallized dew. Okay, cool. And then the plantation, probably, right? Berries and plant fiber is like perfect. Oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. So this would have to... Okay, I guess we'll have to kind of build a little offset into our road here. That's fine. And the path can just run like this. It's a little awkward, but it's fine. I wonder, will we have the time? Because the threat counter, the time counter is actually much shorter than I'm used to. I'm wondering if we will, in fact, be able to wait until after the storm to start this. We might have to run it during the storm. Oh! Yeah, you have to press the button. There's no benefit in waiting on this or anything. Yeah, we're just gonna take it. I need to remember to build my trading post somewhere. And we'll get an archaeologist's office going at some point. But this can be built in a pretty out-of-the-way spot. And now that we're done hacking through here and like opening up the glade and whatnot, we can just cut down trees in the region of home. Okay, that'll get us lumber a lot faster. So I think I'm gonna actually pull you two and have you just get on this immediately. Right, it's gonna be 3.5 minutes. The storm's gonna run for, hold on, let's see. The storm is 2 minutes. Okay, we can let the storm do its thing and then reset them. Sorry, having put them in the circles prevents me from pulling them back out, even though I didn't actually give them a job. Yeah, y'all can just keep working on what you were working on. All right, right after the storm ends, I believe we will get a trader visit then as well. Try to make some value out of that. Please do not burn oil. Yeah, I think we gotta take cultivate the decay. So you know what? Maybe it's fine to have the oil burn. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is not a high impact concern. And I kind of want to wait to pull new blueprints until we have a reason to pull new blueprints, because at the moment we can kind of do everything we need. We managed to build exactly enough housing for everybody. All right, so we are accumulating some amount of corruption because we have blight rot cysts and we don't have the ability to deal with them just yet. We'll figure it out. Ooh, a shady character appears and you can choose one blueprint from all unlocked blueprints. I do not hate the idea of taking that and just getting the upgraded Trapper's Camp. Newcomers arrive 15% quicker and bring more goods for every 1 level of standing you have with other settlements on trade routes. I mean, realistically, it's so hard to get a benefit here. I'm gonna take Smuggler's Visit and grab us the good Trapper's Hut, which is Trapper's Camp, rather, which is this one. Okay. So the large drizzlewing nest is eggs and more meat. Do we want to bring in a single harpy? I think I would rather bring on the 2 lizards with the 3 planks. Planks are good. But I'm going to be honest with you. I was really hoping for more people than that in total. That's a lot less than I thought we were going to get. Okay, so now that the storm is over, I am going to evict you two. We can have a couple of lizards take this over for the moment. Or actually, no, I don't want to do that because what we're actually going to want, well, it's fine. What we're going to want is a bunch of people to work the blood flowers. So yeah, let them spawn and then we'll figure that out. Each blood flower needs at least one person cutting away at it. Yeah, adding a second person really doesn't improve the time by very much. Let me pull you two probably. It's more efficient to have you getting rid of flowers. Although, actually, you know what? Let me, the woodcutters camp is all foxes, right? Let me have this work, some of this work get done by foxes, actually. Is that, well, it cuts a couple seconds off of it. It's not actually that significant. Okay, so let's get 4 people over there on that. And this will be done well before the threats have time to set in. Especially since people don't have to, like, run any materials out. Okay, we're getting... So just to real quickly look at the rewards. Parts and jerky and paste and crystal growth is pretty cool. Some resin. Water skins, 20 amber. 20 amber is very significant. Crop planting speed, additional jerky, even more bonus meat production. Yeah, all of that stuff is extremely rad. And 26 seconds, so we have a trader, although we're going to get our amber from the blood flower, so we don't necessarily need to be worried about this. On the whole, this is kind of a windfall, as long as you can spare the people to come and take care of it. So, do we want to just, for the next set of glades, do we want to just cut through sort of like whatever's around here? You have hostility reduction at a price we probably cannot afford to pay. I have so many parts though, and I have more incoming. We probably don't need all these parts. And a 50-point hostility reduction will keep us from tipping over to 2, which we are about to do. Yeah, that may well be worth it. Because this would only be like half of our parts. Oil doesn't sell for anything. And the thing is, I'd really like to buy reinforced or upgraded goods. Just avoid having to reinforce them ourselves, but I don't think that's a reasonable thing to do. So if we were going to buy 22 amber worth of amber, which is 27 amber worth of amber, obviously, I'd have to give up 12. I'd have to give up 12 of my 23. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think we'll just deal. That said, I'm just going to use the amber I get from the other thing. From the blood flower. So then, do we want to buy some upgraded materials? Probably. We do not need all these parts. If we were to buy, like... The planks are a little cheaper than everything else, but also you use more planks than everything else. That said, we do have lizards. And lizards sure do love a fabric. We'll do that, and then I will also give you one entire dye. A single tree. I feel okay about that. And we'll turn this in with the stuff from the blood flower. Okay, that's going to make it a lot easier to deal with a lot of things. That said, we're not in position to worry about much of it right now. Do I want to build my archaeologist's office, actually? Is that what I'm going to spend some portion of this filthy lucre on? Maybe. Here's a question. Does this move? It doesn't. And I bet the same will be true for the furnace. So we have some tasks going on over here. So I'm probably going to want to build a warehouse in this area and maybe eventually even a hearth. And that makes me think, for a building that doesn't need to be anywhere in particular, I'm trying to figure out like where I think that kind of thing should go. Let's say we put the warehouse here. Yeah, we'll just tuck it all the way in there. Or maybe even sort of more like equally between these buildings. This will make life a little bit easier for everybody. Okay, so with that being the case, and I'm gonna tag this priority up, but I still don't actually know if that works the way I want it to. We do have the resources for the hearth as well. I could put a hearth down. The other hearth ends there. I don't know. My feeling is I would want to put the hearth down like these deposits are in a really awkward spot. Like maybe here. So what I'm thinking is once this gets constructed, we move the woodcutters down here and we open up this area specifically. I guess I can, you know what, I can even have them down here already. We can just start, we can start with this. Okay, well that is not then the place that you need to be. Maybe right here. Okay. We sure are low on food. The blood flowers are ruining everything. But only for a few more moments. Sacrifice 20 oil and 20 coal. We have 20 oil. We're not likely to get the coal. Oh man, oil delivery line. We don't have a way of producing coal. This will disappear if I pause to check whether that guy has coal on him. I mean, we could just take it. We're almost at 10 foxes. This, in theory, is not too difficult to do. And it awards, you know, parts and whatever. This, I would only need to get... I'm going to take this. We'll figure it out. I like the timed orders. The timed orders are fun. This we are not doing. We do not have a way of making that happen. 2 empathy decisions would be rad to do, and also it comes with pretty good loot. Deliver 40 oil and deliver 40 flour is pretty unlikely, I think, so restoration it is. So I'm going to start sacrificing the oil right now. Oops, not that. This. Global production speed up. It's not super useful at the moment, but we only have so long to do this. Secondly, please stop burning coal. And I mean, I guess sacrifice what we have left. It doesn't really actually get me any benefit right now. Was there coal in the reward pool from one of these flowers? Okay, there is. There is, and it's enough. I just need to make sure we don't burn it early. Okay. That is what I was hoping. And we can't really like get any benefit for trading food away off of this guy until the blood flowers are down, and then he's, you know, he leaves before they're down. So sadly, we're just gonna be really hungry until. All right, the good news is we have lots and lots and lots of advanced materials. The bad news is we got nobody to bring things anywhere until all of this shit is cleaned up. We could, I'm gonna cut one person from that just to see if we can get this warehouse finished. Because if the builder will actually build that warehouse, that'll get, that'll make life a lot easier for a bunch of people. Oh, I sacrificed all the oil. I meant to pay attention to that and only sacrifice the 20. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Okay, handfuls of goods are getting carted over here. I might even can we get some focus? Can we get this thing done? Because we can make all these runs so much shorter if we can just get this built. And we definitely have the resources. Okay, there we go. Because right now we don't need that stuff to go anywhere in particular. Okay, we just need it to be somewhere. Somewhere is absolutely sufficient. All right, now we will take the lizards that we freed up from this. Here, we'll put one fox back on wood cutting, one lizard over here, and we will deal with having no builders for a second. We do need to be generating some food. All right, and this is also finished. We're running off the that stuff. So as soon as there's 20 coal in the stockpile, I will turn on coal sacrifices. Oh, this plantation. I forgot to mark the fields. I do feel like that's kind of a silly step. I'm not sure why you have to do that. Like, why doesn't the stuff just spawn as fields? Or why can't the farm just use the fertile ground as it is? You know? Okay, the one with all the coal in it is one of the ones that people are not running stuff back from very quickly. Please hurry, we are on the clock. But also, we are starting to have empty hands again, which is great news. Y'all can get to planting. Okay. And we are sacrificing coal. Also, we are delivering this. I think there's no reason to wait on that. Biscuits and tools and all kinds of good shit. So this is going to be 3 points of global resolve forever. And also a design for a smithy that we do not need. But oil delivery line, which I'm very excited about. We can go back to putting oil in here if we have some. And you know, we're holding resolve. People are doing okay. I think this is a very encouraging start. We're gonna have to start building like better housing, obviously, but that can be the next stage. And I feel like we're kind of Thank you. I will stop sacrificing the coal now. And we'll put that back on the burn list as well. Yeah, just 3 points of floating resolve is so good. I think we have a lot to build from here. And we're going to be able to push into the next level of the neighborhood level as soon as the next group of newcomers comes in. We don't quite have the people yet. $12 amber for every 50 ale. That's probably not happening. Reed production kind of doesn't make sense. Generous gifts, I think, it's fine. Generous gifts is like extremely fine. All right, so we are getting a harpy this time. Do we want the tools? I think over this like pretty meager set of things, and this is more bodies, I think we want the tools. Okay, so let's talk about housing. We definitely have the tools to start building proper fox houses. So, okay, that's the door. That's a weird way to build. Okay. I'm parsing it visually now. I get it, I guess. I'm building these kind of out of step with the rest of the buildings, but whatever. That is enough for all of our foxes. And it will mean once that stuff's built, we'll have enough room in the shelters for the others. Okay, you have a ready-made. Stop right there. Drizzle water. Is drizzle water... Wow, are you really at 20? I guess we have all of your favored... Wow. Okay, we have all of their favorite foods just kind of accidentally laying around because of the blood flowers. Yeah, okay. The biggest worth noting now, we have boots. Everybody loves boots. So that's worth paying attention to. We got our warehouse up, and we almost have the room for the hearth to go with it. Let me just rebuild this so that it looks a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, we just need them to hack out a little bit more of this space, which we can do by pulling the woodcutter's camp over to here. Okay, and that's housing and needs, and generally speaking, things are in really good shape. That's enough housing to push you up to neighborhood level, and for the moment, we're actually blue on multiple factions. And like very, very blue on one of them. It's a good start. It's a good start. So we're going to go for the hearth. The rocks. Why has everything got to be just a little bit too close? All right, that's fine. We'll build it here. That will do. And then we'll have plenty of room. We'll build the next set of houses around that. So, at this point, our major concerns are like archaeology office and just opening more glades, right? Opening more clearings. So, let's get that archaeologist office up. If the hearth is going here, then like this corner is definitely far enough away that I'm not blocking anything. And we've used all the planks because of course we have. So the time has come to start with this. Don't eat the metals. We'll just do like the standard, have some stuff laying around. We're gonna go through the lumber that's coming in from the one lumber camp very quickly. We do have a ton of caches and a ton of tools to work them with, but I'm kind of holding off until more of our orders unlock before I do that. Stuff's not going anywhere, right? And it may be we can sort of double dip on the resolve for finishing it. So for the moment, People are mostly pretty happy. We have 7 people who don't have anything to do. This is probably, you know what? Let's set up a stonecutters camp because we could be gathering an awful lot of stone and sea marrow. And that can be worked by some lizards, I suppose. And that, I think, is room for my hearth. Okay, never fear, Jorg is here. Hold on, Jorg, before I interact with you. Orders. Order time. 14 blight rot cysts is like pretty unrealistic. This is a lot of stuff to build that quickly. The rewards are phenomenal. But I think that's very unrealistic. Then again, this isn't very good either. They're gonna push that training grounds on us whether we want it or not. Yeah, I think 14 blight rot cysts. I think we're gonna do the arena, but I don't like any of those, honestly. Fulfill the religion need 60 times. I don't... Okay, open or send 3 abandoned caches to get a training gear delivery line, which makes the other thing way easier. Yo, we can make this happen. We have stone and 16 tools. Yeah, okay. So we have 10 minutes, 10 game minutes, which obviously is not exactly the same as our actual time scale here. So I'm going to move this freshly built thing down here to where it can only access the stone nodes. Let's just make sure that they know what they are to focus on. And so we have 2 of the large ones. Oh, hey, look at that. That's scaled. That's difficulty scaling because these were 16 to open on the previous difficulty. That's really interesting. So we just barely have the resources to send one of them back. But let's do that. And then we will accumulate stone. I'm going to turn off brick making for a moment here. Or I guess I'll turn off stone use in brick making. Go ahead and... It was already off. Go ahead and use clay for that. And we're going to have to pop these other 2 open with stone in the next 10 minutes. We have 30 stone on hand. Neither one of them have any goods in them that would be helpful to breaking open the other one, unfortunately. Also, I don't think I realized sea marrow is on the list of things you can use for this. Well, in any case, this is what I want them to do. So... probably want actually for the path to come out down here. For right now, we can just build it that far. And it turns out I could probably leave you on whatever, but I'll just uncheck sea marrow. Okay, and we'll just keep an eye on the amount of stone that's in the bar. And as they continue to run it back, we'll Jorg, do you have stone? You don't have stone. You have the design for a small farm. Fish production's kind of useful. Woodcutters move faster is kind of useful. And then just generally, like, resources. Kind of a weird array of resources. Planks, but not the other refined stuff. I don't know that I have anything. I guess we have a lot of fish. And he does value fish pretty highly. You know what? Yeah, give me 30 planks, because planks, you can never have enough. Nothing will ever be enough planks. And I will just trade him a huge stack of fish. That's not bad. We're getting like 1.6 fish to plank. In terms of the raw time spent, that feels pretty efficient. Okay. So yeah, they're as mining as they can be. Not much more you could ask for that. I guess we can assign. Hold on, let me let them finish building this. Do you see that one guy just break off immediately as soon as I click the button? Let me let them finish building the thing, and then I will assign them to this. Because they can start running the stone over now, right? We don't have to be at 40 before we start. Oh no, I know. Okay. Yep, so do that. And then here we are going to just have it revealed to us, right? Scouts work 10% faster on Glade events for every 2 reputation points gained from Glade events. That's not really that impressive. Yeah, let's just scan me. Okay. Convenient. Actually, that's like pretty okay placement. All right, start running, kids. We have 837. We're probably going to want to free up some foxes from some other stuff at some point. Ooh, yeah, a harpy actually as a firekeeper is a really good idea. I forgot we could do that. That'll make things really efficient. Okay, so that's loaded up, so we need to wait until they're up to 40 stone. I'm a little worried that I did not leave us enough time for this. I really thought I was going to be able to do one of the big ones with our tools. I was pretty surprised at the tool costs. So wait, what are the gathering speed down? Well, that's not acceptable. So we are going to, it looks like we're pretty good on wood for the moment. We're going to bump a couple of woodcutters and make them the people who work on this, just to get our resolve, or get our hostility down to 1 for the length of the storm. Okay, and now we don't have to keep an eye on this at all. They'll run it as fast as it can be run. And we've avoided the work slowdown. That got finished, and we're running it back, and that's more pie. We're not desperate for it, though. Honestly, like, it's going all right. Sorry, it probably doesn't help anything for me to just be sitting here, like, staring at this obsessively, but I'm really, really pretty worried about it. All right, please tell me that I did not, like, terribly waste that pick over here. This is, like, the only large trapper node we ever see. But you can see how I'm nervous, right? It's, timer's getting pretty low there. It does only take them 24 seconds once they start the timer on it. But I will say that I'm glad that I caught the hostility thing for the storm. All right, back to work, y'all. Discovering a glade during the storm grants 10 tools is pretty exciting. Wood production ops, pretty whatever. Traders arrive slower, but production speed goes up everywhere. It's also pretty exciting. We're not super reliant on external goods, so we might, deserted caravans might be an okay pick. I think I'm going to take improvised tools, though, and we'll just make sure to open up our further glades during the storm. And how many parts is too many parts? We are 22 currently. I mean, at the very least, they sell, right? Which is not really true of any of this stuff. I'm good. We'll take the parts. We'll take the parts. All right, I just need a couple more deliveries of stone. The number here is not even like accurate because the foxes are running up and grabbing it out of the camp before it makes it back to the warehouse, it looks like. Oh, y'all, please, 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 please make this in time. I'm gonna feel so silly if I did this wrong. Okay, we need 4 more, and we got time. We're good, we're good. Everything's fine. All right, let's start building housing down here. This is going to get moved over to here. We'll start chopping away that noise. And what do we need? We need lizard and harpy housing specifically. We have more than enough material for all of the harpy houses. So I'm just going to put those in right around here, I guess. And then lizard housing is a little bit more complicated, but like... Now we don't want to reduce housing too much over here, though. So we can afford to pull 5 people from this without like disrupting neighborhood status. So actually more than those harpy houses is kind of a bad idea. Or no, I could go up 5 plus 3. So we can have 8. Which means a lizard house right here is perfectly sensible. And then also we tuck one into the little crook here. I probably don't need to be building them directly on top of the warehouse like that, because we're going to want to make like production stuff on top of the warehouse. At this point, y'all can start using stone in this again. Also, I have to remember to actually press this button before we lose the thing. This is so good. What an extremely good order, though. Our choice of biome is really paying off. Okay, and that should mean that a park tucked back here turns this into a tier 1 without having disrupted the tier 2 status of the original hearth. Yeah, we're doing it. We're crushing it. Okay. You would make tools. We don't need the tools right now. What we need, probably, is to actually build that alchemist hut. And then we need to get rain. So we have a geyser. Where is the geyser's in the gathering buildings, right? Because it's a gathering building. That makes sense. Why wouldn't it be there? That seems fine. We'll put up a rain collector too. Or we have 27 tools. It could be like a couple of rain collectors. We could probably afford a couple of rain collectors. I'm gonna do that. I don't know that we have the bodies to run both of these right now, but let's get everything constructed and then we'll figure all that out. We're gonna continue gaining reputation from our resolve, or vice versa, whichever thing is the one that makes sense. This is a fun game where you get to decide what I said. We have 8 people who are not currently working. Let's see here. We don't need a smithy. We should probably have a weaver running. Let's here, let me move this over, because we actually do want this here at this point. And then just, yeah, right across from this thing, I will build the weaver. Because that's a nice, easy clothing need. Okay, and it's just planks. And I imagine we're still, like, okay on planks? No, we pretty much went through them all. Turns out, it takes a couple of people. Or it takes a couple of planks to keep a city going. So I guess one thing that we are looking for sure is the clan hall design. This will be Harpies, let me adjust some expectations here. I suppose y'all can be on fabric production. There's no reason for there to be fabric production going on over here anymore because the recipe's more efficient at the weaver. And also they're they're happier doing it. And then this, yeah, hell yeah. Used for all those fish scales. Okay, so where are we at on... Okay, we're about to take another order, and then we have 12 game minutes until the next one. But for the moment, we're gathering resources, and we're just kind of happy. We're just kind of doing it. Oh, my fishing hut has run out of fish. This thing is doing an incredible job. It's crazy how fast it is. We'll just extend the path along. Easy. All right, during this next storm, we're going to obviously open up the glade over here. What is that? Make a corruption decision and rebuild or salvage 2 destroyed buildings. You know, this is probably doable. We have the tavern design, and I don't know that I'm going to make ale, but we can certainly, like, buy some ale. Speaking of that tavern design, it's probably, like, an okay time to build that tavern. It'll be a little bit before we have people to work it. But, okay, so now that we've done that, here's Sahilda. Everybody's blue, somehow. 4 plant fiber for every 12 vegetable produced. Mushrooms, that's not really a thing we can take advantage of. We could buy her scales and leather. Just to keep everybody booted. I think let's do that, right? Because this stuff all together isn't going to be that expensive. Pipes are an amber each. Okay. I did leave leather on as an option, right? Yeah, okay. Just make as many boots as you possibly can. Oh, right. You know what we're supposed to do? At some point, I was supposed to construct a blight post because we do have... we do have cysts already, and it's only going to get worse. We'll just tuck that right in there. But right now, we're not actually using any water, so... speaking of which, let's get a little bit of water gathering going, at least. I don't know that I want to assign any more than that. Yep. And I'm cool just kind of like letting this stuff accumulate for the moment. Trying to make sure we're working on this during the storm. Okay, resolve's getting pretty low, and of course they've decided all of them need to take a break right now, right this moment. It is tough to break into a glade during this. I should have pre-chopped some of the depth of this. Notice the training gear is creeping up. Come on, get that tree. If you get that tree, we are totally going to receive free tools. Okay. Copper, water strider molt, stone deposit. The water strider molt's actually pretty rad. I think we're going to throw a quick favor on these harpies to cheat, because y'all know how I love to cheat in this particular way. Yeah, I'll do that. At this point, open this up a little bit more. And what's up with you? For the low cost of 24 of some kind of food, and also so much. Why is it 30? I'll tell you why. hate. Just raw, pure hatred. All right, y'all, step it up. Get on it. Make it happen. Let's dig up some dinosaur bones or whatever. I mean, the corruption is really quite low. With just the 2 cysts that we have from that one event. I don't think it's anything we like seriously need to worry about. And we got ourselves some free tools there, so we can return the next cache we discover, which is great news. This is not happening. Urban root production is increased based on biscuits. Yeah, okay. We know what we need. We know where we're at. Seems very difficult to turn down the group of people that has the tools and all of the leather. Okay, and we're looking to try to get this up to 14 people. So we're probably going to need to open up some more of the glades around here. Just to have enough space to build the things that we want. Do I want to let you hack this open a little bit more? I guess it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to have very small numbers of people coming through all of that anyway. And then we can just chop, chop, chop over here. Make some stuff happen. Do not breach the glade. Very important. Okay, housing. So we gained, I wish I'd made a note. We gained some people. So we can build a fox house over here. Yeah, that would have been a good thing to pay attention to, was the actual exact numbers. It was definitely some foxes, and it was definitely some harpies. I'll build 2 more harpy houses as well. There will be an avenue there eventually. Okay. So when that's all set, do we have fabric production? Okay, yeah. I forgot to have them set to use the reeds. Although, actually, sorry, doesn't matter. It's over here that it matters. Yeah, okay, they'll get that done. Yeah, with that, we should still maintain level 2 on the first hearth, but we'll be creeping closer to it with the second hearth. It feels like we're getting very, very small groups of newcomers in, and that is a shame. That said, with all of our reputation and everything, I think we're well on our way to a pretty easy clear here. But it is going to take time, and we are already over the hour. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We will push through the end of this one and start up the next settlement next time. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.